Hello, I'm very excited to be outside Bank Station. I did once say a while back, if ever I found out some new things to tell you about on the tube, I would come back and make another episode. That's why we've got a quick 5-minute episode to squeeze in as many things as we can as we do new secrets of the underground. I made 15 original Secrets videos over on the Londonist channel covering every line and mode starting way back in 2013. And then did 2 more extra episodes called Bonus Secrets and then more Secrets of the Underground. Since then, I've made 5 more Secrets videos on my own channel here, and now this new one too, and they're all in one playlist again, so do look at that if you want to watch the whole series. But let's crack on with this episode. And we'll start with the many exits and entrances of Bank Station. There's loads of them. Now they're all numbered. Behind me is the lesser used number 9, but weirdly just back down there in the corridor it actually splits into 2, and there's another corridor leading up to some escalators which is another unnumbered entrance exit at Bank Station. It's actually just labelled number 1 Poultry Street. Unfortunately, on the day that we're filming today, it's closed today for maintenance, but trust me when I tell you that there is an unsigned, unnumbered, unnamed way in and out of Bank Station here at Bank. If you think Bank has a lot of entrances though, then don't forget about the station that was once previously 2 separate stations, thus having its own history and abandoned entrances. Yes, it's Charing Cross. Which may just be the only station to challenge Bank, as we saw this morning, for the number of surface exits. Charing Cross has plenty, and here's one that you didn't know about. It was an amalgamation of the Bakerloo and Northern lines, but they weren't called up back then when the railways came through here. But one of the original entrances is now here, this newsagent's money exchange shop. If you look above, you can see the intricate stonework that represented that this was once an original entrance to the London Underground. Next up, we go to Leicester Square, where we've got a classic example of something which you may have walked past every day but have never seen. This building here, TfL offices nowadays, is 20 Cranbourne Street. But if you look up there, you can see originally the office space used above was hired out and used by the Wisden Cricketing Almanac Company, which is why their image is displayed up there to this very day. Onto the train and onto the Victoria Line, where we bet that you've probably only ever seen a Victoria Line train underground and not out in the open. But come to North London, a short walk from Northumberland Park Station, and there's this alleyway that leads you to this set of steps. Ascend and you'll get to... And that brings you to one of those hidden footbridges of London, which I love, which if you peer through the grille here, you can see a Victoria Line train out in the open down in Northumberland Park Depot. Back onto the train and onto the Bakerloo, and our next stop is Lambeth North, where a short walk takes you to where the Bakerloo Line trains rest up for the night. Because yes, after looking at Victoria Line trains out in the open, that makes me want to do the same for Bakerloo Line trains. Come to Lambeth North Tube Station, walk down and come to London Road. This is the entrance to London Road Depot, but around the corner to Lambeth Road, come to this corner, if you peer through the green fence up there, you get a fabulous view down onto the Bakerloo London Road Depot. And next we took the tube not to the sponsor of the map, but to the City of London instead. That is a westbound District Line train departing the platform here at Tower Hill. Yes, we're at Tower Hill with a secret that's so good that inexplicably I didn't put it in the earlier videos from years ago, and I don't know why. Did you know here there is a piece of original Roman wall, as the sign says? If you look across the tracks from this point, you'll see a gap in the tiling at the top of the wall. The stones here are remnants from a Roman wall that originally circled the settlement of Londinium. Love that word. They are a continuation of the wall which can be seen directly outside of this station. And there it is, a little bit of Londinium inside Tower Hill. Here's a couple of quickies that you may have never spotted before. Earlier, when we were at Leicester Square, did you see the film reels patterns on both the Northern and Piccadilly line platforms in their respective colours? That gives a nod to all of Leicester Square's cinemas. A nice touch. And then, here's a reference to an old tube line that's now long gone. At Canada Water, the London Overground replaced the East London line back in 2007. And although the audio announcements are up to date,
London Overground platform.
In 15 years, no one's ever replaced the labels on the buttons of this lift, and they still refer to the old East London line. And for our final stop, to Cannon Street. A little bit cheeky this one because we've come out of the tube station into the National Rail Station and the concourse and the pub that's here. But you see that sign behind me that says food all day? Well, if you nip inside the pub, on the other side of that sign is a tube map built out of copper piping and a little sign saying Cannon Street, just to remind you where you are. I just really, really like it. So there you go, that is a new Secrets of the Underground. If you like this kind of stuff, there's loads of it on the channel. Press subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.